Hi, I'm Kirby Allison, and welcome back into the studio for an update on the construction of my walk-in humidor and my home smoke filtration system. It's been a busy few weeks here as work finally gets underway on the construction of my walk-in humidor and my home smoke filtration system. So there's been a lot of work going on, and I've got some interesting updates for all of you that have been following these projects. First and foremost, the walk-in humidor that I'm building here in the office, I couldn't be any more excited. We finally got that room spray foamed. You know, we studded it out. We've run the electrical. We spray foamed it with closed cell spray foam, which is really important, not just for the insulation to kind of keep that cold air in, but closed cell spray foam versus open cell, which is what you would use in a residential home, has the added benefit of providing a moisture barrier. So instead of having to wrap the entire room in plastic, the closed cell spray foam takes care of insulation, and it also takes care of that moisture barrier to prevent the humidity from getting out. So super important. It's also really important to prevent dew or condensation from forming in the room and damaging any type of sheetrock. So that is done. So now that that's done, we've been able to move on to the sheetrocking process, which is actually happening today. And so again, because this is going to be a humidity-rich environment, we couldn't just use normal sheetrock. We had to use special sheetrock that is moisture and mold resistant. So it actually has a fiberglass kind of outer barrier, and you know, like all these things, is more expensive than your normal sheetrock. So that's done. Next is going to be the installation of the wood floor. So we're gonna have a really beautiful wood floor that we're gonna install. And we're gonna have wood paneling on the ceiling. And we have to throw in some lights. And at that point, we can then begin work on actually moving the different elements of this Vigilant humidor into the space. So I'm expecting a lot of work during the next few weeks. I think we're finally at the point that things should be able to begin progressing quite quickly. I hope to be at a point where the next 2 or 3 weeks, we've actually got those cabinets in that room. Now, the other thing, I guess the other outstanding item is going to be the glass storefront wall that is going to be on the front. As I told you, Jason Hercules from Craig's Anchor House, you know, the estate in Scotland that we actually went shooting in this bespoke Henry Poole suit in, actually lives here in Dallas. He met his wife, you know, through, I guess, his father-in-law now, that actually owns Craig's Anchor estate. So he was on the estate, I guess, you know, love it, first sight. Anyway, now he's married to the boss's daughter and living in Dallas. And they have a glass manufacturing business. So I said, you know what, call in some favors. So Jason very graciously came out and is measuring and is going to actually make an incredible glass front. So instead of having it drywalled with a normal door, we're gonna be able to have this really awesome, solid glass front to be able to see straight into the humidor. So I'm super excited. And we've got the humidification system wired. It hasn't been installed. And then we have the ductwork for the Wine Guardian D050 cooling unit. Now I made a small change there. We originally had the D025 with the humidification, but since we're using this Condair RH2 humidification unit that's separate, there's no reason to have that integrated humidification on the Wine Guardian unit. And to be honest, it's only rated to, I think, you know, 60 or 58% RH. And so we honestly want something that's able to take us above that point to 65 to 70. And so the Condair unit is better suited for that. But anyway, so in changing that, I decided to go ahead and specify a slightly larger capacity unit, the D050, which I think is rated up to 1,400 square feet. This walk-in humidor, I think, is going to be right around 1,200. And so again, it should provide us plenty of capacity. It was a little bit of extra money, but again, at this point, it's better to over-engineer to ensure that everything works perfectly than realizing after you've already installed a unit that it isn't large enough and having to, you know, take that out, you know, sell it used and then buy new ones. So anyway, great progress on the walk-in humidor. Now, since we have been, I guess I've been kind of on this kind of on this project. I mean, my smoking setup, as you can tell, is kind of really present mind for me, or top of mind for me right now. I've actually done a little bit of work inside of this room. All of you know I've got this Cam Cleaner 2000 air filtration unit that is just a beast. I mean, it's a sledgehammer. The thing is incredible. Does an absolutely magnificent job at what it's intended to do, which is to filter the smoke out of the air. I mean, it is overrated for this use. We have an entire video on an update there, but whenever they originally did the ductwork, to be quite honest, they didn't really do it exactly correct, right? So, it was such a pain to get this thing installed that I just didn't want to hassle with the HVAC contractor to come and, do some additional fixes. But anyway, he was around kind of working on the walk-in humidor, and I said, well, since you're here, let's actually take care of this. And so one of the things about this smoke filtration system in this room is that it's meant to be designed so that it dumps the filtered air back into the corners of the room straight down, and then it kind of comes along the floor, and then it's sucked out of the middle of the room, right? So it should create a circular kind of airflow pattern like this. There's a name for it, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Well, whenever they did the ductwork and then the vents in this room, they had everything in the proper place, almost, but they used standard commercial air vents that are meant to kind of throw the air along the bottom of the ceiling tile to disperse it. Well, that's not what we want. In this room, I want the air to literally drop straight down and then be sucked straight up out of the room. So I had them, change the vent here, but they used basically, it was non-directional, but had a wire grate with a bunch of small, hole punch-sized holes in it. Well, the problem with that is it started whistling on me, right here from the corner. So I was like, you know what, this is bothering me. We need something that's not gonna restrict the airflow that much. And so they said, well, actually there's something called an egg crate vent, or whatever you call it, that we can install that is going to just drop the air straight down with the least amount of resistance and therefore noise. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why didn't we do that originally? So anyway, they did it for right here on these two corners, because that's where I was originally hearing the noise. And they installed these, you can see them. They worked great, but then the problem became that these vents in the other corner were still the old style, and so it had more resistance, right? So all the air was flowing out of these vents, and we weren't getting anything on that side of the room. So as it turns out, my friend Delmer was telling me that air flows like water, the path of least resistance. And so I'm thinking to myself, well, why did we install those vents and not just do those vents? So I said, well, while you're at it, let's do those vents in the corner. So we've got all four using the same type of egg crate vents. And then in the middle, which was using these same vents that kind of fetch the air directionally, let's go ahead and replace those. Well, he gets the other vents, and of course the HVAC supply company, didn't have two additional of these egg crate, vents for the center of the room. So long story short, we've got the ductwork simply exposed because I said, let's just wait and do this properly. One of the other things I'm gonna have him do when he comes back, this goes back to just doing it right, is we have a fresh air circulation system also that brings in outside air, 100% fresh, and then vents it out of the center of the room. And we use that, I'll run it overnight to just really circulate the air so that any potential residual odors that's not picked up by the cam cleaner is just vented out. And it's good to refresh the air so that it doesn't become stale. Well, the way that is installed is let's say, the fresh air comes in on the far wall and then it exhausts in the middle. Well, really what we need is fresh air on one wall, and we need the exhaust totally on the opposite wall so that the air travels the full length of the room. So Delmer doesn't know it yet, but when he's coming out next time, he's gonna fix that also. So, finally kind of getting everything set up right. I mean, I can't tell you how happy I've been with this particular unit, but there was always these small little things that just kind of bugged me. And so it's exciting to finally get those fixed. And so there we have it. So that's the update inside this room. If anyone's in Dallas, show up with a cigar, and you're always welcome to smoke with me here at the office. This is kind of an open door policy. It's always a pleasure to meet, of course, customers and people that are subscribers of the channel. So keep that in the back of your mind. Don't abuse it. Just kidding. But keep that in the back of your mind. It's always fun to have people in here and smoke. And, I think that we could probably have 30 people smoking in this room. And that cam cleaner is so effective at what it does that you wouldn't even see the smoke. It'd be fun to stress test that one day. And we actually did it with the gentleman from Half Wheel, Charlie and Brooks. We have a video the first time we used this unit. We shut it off, we hotboxed ourselves, and then we turned it on to see how quickly we could filter the air. It's pretty impressive, but the more the merrier whenever it comes to that type of stress test. So that's the update from here. Now let's go back to the update from the house that I'm building with the home smoke filtration system. Now, this is an example of just the costs of not hiring good help. I really should have paid a mechanical engineer a few $1,000s to really sit down and help me think through this problem. I probably would have saved myself certainly money and then a lot of time and trouble and just stress. So as I told you in the last update video, I really kind of came full circle in this project. I originally started thinking that we could just exhaust the air, but that caused a whole host of problems that had it not been for a friend at a wedding I never would have known about. Too much negative pressure can cause the airflow to reverse through the chimneys. It can crack windows, it can slam doors shut. So, you can't simply just install a exhaust system and not take care of the replenishment air. Well, the problem with replenishing air is that, if you're replenishing fresh air and say, 800 or 1200 cubic feet a minute, it takes, 15, 20, 30 minutes. The next thing you know, you've totally replenished your air-conditioned air inside your house with un-air-conditioned air from outside. So you can't just simply, open a door and exhaust a bunch of air without compromising the temperature inside the house. So you need to treat the fresh air. Well, as it turns out, conditioning 100% fresh air is really expensive and a lot more expensive than just simply conditioning or reconditioning the air inside your house. So you can't just install an extra air conditioning unit and think that that's going to do the trick. It's got to be a special unit that's designed for 100% fresh air. Well, as we discussed in our video with Jason Stringer of Camfill, the unit that we looked at was going to be like $35,000 before it was even installed. And that was for 350 cubic feet a minute of fresh air. Now this unit right here, the cam cleaner, can filter up to 2,000 CFM, right? So, it's a fraction of the air filtration volume that we get in this unit for, effectively, after it was installed would probably have been, 2 to 4 times as expensive. So that brought us back to the cam cleaner. And we decided to go with this Cam Clean 2000 unit. Well, this thing is amazing. Camfill is really the leading company, doing commercial and highly sophisticated air filtration. So you know that it's going to do exactly what they say it does. But the bag filter has to be, you've got to basically move at least 400 to 500 CFM of air through the unit to inflate this large bag filter. And to be honest, the more air we move through the unit, the better the filtration is going to be, the more control over the smoke that you're going to have. And so my goal would be to land somewhere between 800 and 1200 CFM to have good airflow, to ensure that we're having good filtration. If you remember whenever you were a kid and at McDonald's and you take one of those large fat straws and you stick your finger on the end of it and suck hard, what happens to that straw? It collapses. And so the problem with flex duct, which is what we installed in the house, is that it's only rated to 350 cubic feet a minute. And that rating is even more important when you're pulling air through ductwork versus pushing it, right? I mean, you can, really blow as much air through the ductwork as you want without having to worry about it failing as much as pulling it through. So, as I said, turns out flex duct only rated to 350 cubic feet a minute, which was not good because we had already installed flex duct and sheetrocked. So that meant if we tried to use the cam cleaner, it would basically destroy the ductwork, rip it apart, collapse it, and the system would fail. So long story short, it became clear that we were going to have to tear out the sheetrock and replace that flex duct with hard, kind of galvanized ductwork. So long story short, I finally got in touch with the right guy at the builder. He got in touch with a Texas Ace Heating and Air and Heating, which is kind of their go-to contractor for the more kind of sophisticated problems. And so they've been able to come through, and just yesterday, they tore out the sheetrock, which was really painful and depressing to watch because I'm gonna have to pay to have that patched up. But better now than once we're living in the house. So they tore that out, they tore out the flex duct, replaced it with this hard 12-inch metal ductwork. And so you've gotta putty around the edges and make sure it's sealed, and then they wrapped it with insulation just to provide further protection against any type of air leaking and noise. And I have to say, I went by last night and took a look at it, and it's pretty exciting. So that problem's fixed. The hard ductwork is rated up to 12 to 1300 CFM, which is going to allow us to run that Cam Cleaner 2000 almost at full tilt, which is pretty exciting. You're probably thinking that I'm a total lunatic and that I'm completely crazy and that I've got a real addiction to smoking. Cigars, different than cigarettes. And yeah, you're right. We all have our eccentricities. As I tell my wife, I don't play golf. I don't really have hobbies. I don't have any expensive vices other than this one. And so, you know what? This is my one expensive vice, and we should all be allowed at least one. Our goal would be to have many, of course, but we all need at least one for our sanity's sake. So anyway, hoping the house is done sometime in June. If that happens, then it is my intention to invite Edward and Eddie Sahakian out to Dallas, have them christen the walk-in humidor, and then for us to enjoy a nice dinner and cigar inside my house so that I can return to them, of course, the incredible hospitality that they've shown me in London. And so, the best way to support this channel is to just go on to KirbyAllison.com, where you'll find the largest collection of luxury garment care and luxury shoe care accessories in the world, as well as other great clothing accessories for the well-dressed, like this Ancient Matter tie, pocket square, cufflinks, socks, braces, and so much more. A smoking accoutrement, El Casco cigar cutter, glass ashtrays. We've got a massive collection of SD DuPont lighters. This is a vintage one that was given to me as a gift, but we are going to be actually doing a virtual trunk show with this individual to offer some of our vintage lighters to all of you. So there you go. That is a shameless plug for you supporting this channel. But I can tell you that you'll find some absolutely incredible items, and the whole ethos of our web shop and our sovereign grade brand is all of the quality that matters and none of the superfluous details that don't. So you can certainly purchase with confidence that everything you find on KirbyAllison.com is made to the highest standards while still keeping in mind the virtues of value, right? Because that's important for all of us. So there we go. That's my update. I'm Kirby Allison. And of course, I love to help the well-dressed acquire and care for their wardrobes while exploring the world of quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. Thanks for watching.